can a kosher Jew be in a business partnership for a non-kosher restaurant? What is the halacha and the source? Yes and no. Yes and no is the answer. How is it yes and no? A Jew is forbidden from benefiting from food that's milk and meat. It says in the Torah 3 times, the same verse, that you're not allowed to eat milk and meat. You're not, and it says it 3 times because you're not allowed to eat it, you're not allowed to sell it, you're not allowed to cook it. So if a Jew sells milk and meat, it's forbidden. So that's the no part. He's not allowed to benefit out of selling this non-kosher food if it's milk and meat. But can he own the place? And the answer is yes. So how could it be yes and no at the same time? If he owns the place, or he owns shares in the company, but he doesn't go there, he's simply a silent partner. He doesn't go there. No one knows he owns it unless they look for it in some papers and corporate papers and so on. But he owns it. He owns shares in a company that sells all types of non-kosher food. He owns stock in it, or he owns the business, or he owns the building, but he never goes there. Simply they send him a check home, or they send it in a computer. He's not there. He's a silent partner. Once a year they send him some profits, whatever it is, he's allowed to own it. He's allowed to have shares in this thing. But if he's going to work there, or even show up at the place once in a while, it's 100% forbidden. One, it's forbidden to work there because he'll be directly benefiting out of actually selling itself. But it's also forbidden even if he shows up once in a while, or even if his name is on the door. And the reason is different. What's the reason? Chilul Hashem. Desecration of Hashem's name. If a Jew with a kippah comes to a restaurant, non-kosher, McDonald's or something like that, everybody's saying, oh, so see, Jews are all fakers. With the kippah, they eat cheeseburgers. So it's a desecration of Hashem's name. But if he just gives $2-3 million to some guy to run a McDonald's partnership, technically he's allowed to. But nonetheless, he still shouldn't. Even though he's allowed to give the $3-4-5 million to go buy some non-kosher franchise, he still shouldn't. Why? Because there are plenty of ways to make money in a kosher way 100%. Why do you need to involve yourself in something that's not kosher? Because technically, some of your customers, you cannot ask the customer, listen, do you want cheese on that or not? Oh, and by the way, are you Jewish? That cannot be, fries, cheese, are you Jewish? That can't be one of the questions. Which means that at some point, a Jew that's ignorant of the law is going to come to this McDonald's or this steak shop and is going to eat your food. And technically you benefited out of it. You enabled him, you allowed him, you helped him even violate Hashem's word. Why do you even want a piece of that? Why do you want a piece of that? You think there's going to be bracha in such a business? One time a guy came to me and says, listen, I want to give a lot of money to Kiruv. Somebody told me this guy's worth $100 million. And he donated nothing in the end. He was really, really excited to donate, and donate nothing. So when somebody asked me, oh, so that guy ever do something? I said, no, he never donated. He goes, yeah, he's really rich. I said, okay, he's really rich, but really poor at the same time, I guess. Because he doesn't have the merit to donate to Kiruv. You have to have merit to donate to Kiruv. Hashem doesn't allow just anybody to do it. Because he says, Im totzia karmi zolel ki pitiye. If you make somebody that's a lugger, that's a sinner, into someone precious, someone that's about tshuva, you'll be like my mouth. Meaning, just like a Kadosh Baruch Hu says something and it comes to life, you'll be the same thing. You'll pray for something, Hashem is going to make it happen. Why? Because you are, in essence, are creating these neshamot that are doing tshuva. They used to be sinners, going to Gehenom, but now they're going to Gan Eden because you helped them do tshuva. Because you gave that $100 or that 100,000 or the 100 million, whatever you gave, that helped somebody do tshuva. In essence, your prayers get VIP treatment. Chazal says to such an extent, you become a partner with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You're like him. Now, Hashem doesn't want to give this privilege to just anybody with money. That person has to have merit. in order for Hashem to give him this privilege, this VIP card that pretty much every blessing he says comes true. So this guy never ended up donating. So I asked, well, what does this guy do that he made so much money? He said, oh, he has nightclubs. I said, Baruch Hashem, now I know why HaKadosh Baruch Hu did not let this guy donate. He says, why? He's Haredi, he's religious, he keeps Shabbat. I said, yeah, he's religious, he keeps Shabbat and everything else, but he's a Machtiar Rabim. He's somebody that causes the public to sin with his nightclub. People go to his nightclub, they make all the sins in the world. Drugs, alcohol, promiscuity, snoot, all the sins in the world in his nightclubs. He makes thousands of people sin every single night, and you think that Hashem is going to let a guy that has a factory of sins and sinners also have a factory of tzaddikim? No chance in the world. No chance in the world. That's not measure for measure. It's the opposite. He's helping people sin. He's going to also help people make mitzvot. No chance in the world. He doesn't have the merit. Yeah, but he has money. He has babkis. He's poor in Shemayim. He's considered Rasha. Yeah, but he keeps Shabbat. Okay, so on Shabbat, they'll turn off the fire in Gehinom for him. That's it. There's plenty of Shomrei Shabbat in Gehinom, by the way. People think that only the Mechalel Shabbat goes to Gehinom. No, that's just one section. There's 6 other sections. There's plenty of Shomrei Shabbat that go to Gehinom. Why? Because of other things, other reasons. So this guy that's a Haredi, or he calls himself Haredi, has the prayers and everything. He has a nice villa waiting for him in Gehinom. Why? Because he gets 20, 30,000 people that sin every single night. Shem Hashem, how many sins? So a guy like that, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not going to let him donate to Kiruv. Maybe he'll donate to some giraffe, or some local shul, or some, that barely has a minyan, or, I don't know, to some painting. He'll donate for that, or maybe he'll save a monkey with Ellen DeGenerate. He'll save a monkey with her. Maybe he'll do that. But to save neshamot, never going to happen. Why? He doesn't have the merit. So, a person has to always take into account, is this non-kosher business the only way that Hashem has to give me parnasah? Obviously not. If you think that you're kofir. So that means that I got to get out of it, sell the business, sell your stake in it, and go start something kosher. And I promise you, you'll have more bracha.